from Daytona Beach area, then everybody knows Nova Canal, Nova Road, and Reed. And although Reed Canal appears to be very small, but this is like a kidney before all the urban stormwater goes out into the Halifax River. So this is a very important project. We are trying to increase the purification of the water from the urban area, like Daytona Beach and South Daytona Beach, coming from Nova and then Reed Canal, before it just all dumps into the Halifax River, removing the extra nutrients and suspended matter before it enters the estuary system like Halifax River will help reduce the occurrence of algae bloom. That's the big problem of the Indian River Lagoon. And Bethune-Cookman University is the lead organization, and we work with, of course, the City of South Daytona, and we have the contractor who constructed this wetlands, which is called YBE, and they are Danny and John.
So Danny Young, we're Young Bear Environmental Consulting, and we do a lot of the physical part of what the research grant calls for. So Dr. Cho got a research grant to test the effectiveness of this created wetland, so we assisted in the design in creating these weirs that you see in a berm that separates the two bodies of water so that water will go in there and get trapped and then funnel its way out after going through the plant system. So we assist in drawing up what this is going to be, and then getting the permits, and then doing the actual construction. So we had big, large equipment in here taking out dirt every day, doing final grading, and then we had a big group of volunteers come in and help us plant all of the plants. We put in how many total plants?
20,000?
Yeah, so about 20,000 plants went in with volunteer effort over the course of a week. And then we've been coming out and doing little bits of monitoring here and there. We come in and survey when we're done, to see how close it matches the design that we put on paper, which it does. So that's been our role, is the physical kind of part of all of this. And then when we're done, you see the students over there, they're doing the monitoring component of what the actual effects are.
So the constructed wetland contains two weirs constructed primarily of coquina, and that allows for the facilitation of inflow of water going into the treatment basin and outflow or flushing of the water after 12 hours going back into the pond through the outfall back into Reed Canal. The treatment basin is installed and comprised primarily of emergent vegetation or native wetland plants that allow for the uptake of nutrients within polluted waters coming down through Reed Canal before going back through the outfall. So a portion of water is diverted from Reed Canal into Rinker's Pond. It flows through the pond. It flows through that weir first into the treatment basin, sits there for about 12 hours. Now, the residence time for water within the treatment basin, there's always water in there, but after about 12 hours of sitting, after high tide, it flushes out through the other weir, through the outfall, and back into Reed Canal.
The overall purpose of the project is to lessen some of the nutrient and sediment pollution that's flowing from Reed Canal into the Halifax River. Right now, the treatment wetland is immature. Since it was just constructed, so it'll take a few more months, possibly a year, to get the results or the data that we need to actually assess it.
The difficult part with a system like this is that it's part of the day it's saltwater because the Halifax itself is backing up in here during high tide, and then part of the day it's freshwater because stormwater from upstream is flowing down out into the Halifax. So picking the specific plants in here was a difficult task. We expected some mortality, so we selected a wide variety of plants to put in here and function as a salt marsh once it's completed and grown.
And John Bear is actually former Wildcat. He graduated from Bethune-Cookman University, biology major in
2005.
2005. Yes. And this project was funded by the Indian River Lagoon National Estuary Program, and total funding that was coming from the Indian River Lagoon Council was about $181,000. No, yeah, $181,000, and we matched additionally $183,000. The matching is coming from the some of them are from volunteer hours, and then from Volusia County Environmental Management and their professional hours, and then some of them from Bethune-Cookman University, my personal time, and then other supplies from Bethune-Cookman. They are used in this project.